What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here, and welcome to the latest round of my Felipe Massa mode, the Austrian Grand Prix. And as you can see, it's nice and sunny. Of course, the Austrian hills are kind of known for awful weather at times, just like at Spa, but yeah, it's a lot shorter track, and yeah, this could be a struggle. I'm not great around here, especially in the rain, but let's wait and see what happens. We did win last time out, so that was a fantastic race. And we're coming on the back of some decent form, so hopefully we can continue our charge for the title. So, our first lap in qualifying, well, our first two laps weren't that great. We did slither off the track a few times. It took me a while to get up to speed, and yeah, I wasn't feeling completely comfortable at this point. First lap got me up to 14th, second lap only up into 9th place, so I was struggling a little bit. But I was told that the rain was becoming lighter near the end of the session, so I went out on inters. No one else went out. My first lap on inters got me up to 4th. I have a fantastic opportunity of taking pole position here, because no one else is out, as I said before. And yeah, I've got the track to myself, perfect conditions, intermediates, let's go to the line. Are we going to take pole? It's a great opportunity, and we've done it, Pole position for Felipe Massa, because the AI are not programmed properly. And there we go, ahead of Hamilton and Rosberg, Raikkonen. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. Where the hell's my teammate at? How far down? Okay, so 5 cars haven't even put up a time. Well done, Codemasters, you've programmed this game perfectly. That's absolutely stupid, why wouldn't they put in a time? So we got one Williams first, one Williams last. Brilliant. So, for the race, you can see there's further rain, which fills me with enthusiasm, of course. But yeah, it's going to be a one-stop race if it's rain all the way through. But I've never seen that in this game, actually. It always changes. So hopefully it becomes dry conditions. So, here we go. 4 Lights 5. And the Austrian Grand Prix is off. Hopefully going to get a good start. Traction's not too bad. We're just ahead of Hamilton. Hamilton's on our inside, so we're going to have to go for a move out the outside if we can. We're going for it. He's made slight contact with us, forces us wide, but we've maintained the lead. No major incident there, just a little tap. Nothing that's going to damage our cars or cause any accidents. So we've got away. Pretty good start. Not much bother, so we just need to get into the zone, put in some solid laps, and hopefully maintain the lead from the Mercedes, which is going to be very tricky. I mean, I've got a dry setup in this car. You don't even get a weather forecast for the race when you're in qualifying, which is pretty stupid, considering technology today and obviously weather forecasts in general. But oh well, there's nothing we can do. We can just plod on with our amazing setup on this very wet track. And is it going to stay wet? Well, as Hamilton tries to attack us, the rain is not going to be so heavy soon. It's going to die down. So basically saying intermediates in about 10 to 15 laps. So lap 2, we're trying to carry on. Hamilton's obviously putting us under pressure. And I've missed my braking point, gone far too wide. We're sliding off. We've got to try and come back on ahead of Hamilton. And no, he's badged us off. What the hell is that, Hamilton? Badged us off into the gravel. There's no need for that. And now we're down to 8th, 9th. We lost so many positions. That's just not on. So annoying. Fair enough, I made a mistake, but Hamilton just came across us and barged me into the gravel. You'll see here. Leaves me no room at all. Where was I supposed to go? Wait for him to get past. Unbelievable. Now we're down to 9th. Trying to make our way back through the pack. Just behind Perez, who's having a decent race. The Force Indians are on a good one, actually, because Hulkenberg, I think, is up there in 6th. Just ahead of NASA. We got a decent run on Perez here into the final sector. Up the inside into the fast right-hander. We've got the move done up to 8th. So, a solid move there. Hamilton sent the fastest lap of the race. Great, isn't it, being up at the front? Absolute cock. I'm still annoyed by that, even after the race. So, we're trying to get NASA here, trying to close in. I think we're probably too far back, but he breaks quite early. So we go for a move I didn't expect to be making, and we actually get it done, I think. Do we get better traction than the Sauber? Looks like we have, for once. Getting better traction than an AI car. Feels good. So we're up the inside, side by side. He's putting in a bit of a fight. A bit tentative on the brakes there, considering what happened on lap 2 as I went off. But no, we're okay, up to 7th. And then next will be after Hulkenberg. And in the same place we got NASA, we're going to go for the Force India of Hulkenberg. This time it's quite a bit easier. Have we got this move done? Very tricky braking zone. So easy to lock up and go straight off. But we've got that done up to 6th. And now everyone else has gone into the pits, and that is actually for the intermediate tyres. Personally, I think it's a little bit too early, and it's still full wet conditions, so I'm going to go for another lap, and probably at the end of this lap I'll go for inters. And it'll be interesting to see how things pan out, but everyone's in the pits, so cars are stacking up. That's another reason why I didn't go in. So I'm coming in at the end of this lap, and the order has changed so much. Cars like Vettel and I think Rosberg, as we nearly piloted into the barrier, Vettel and Rosberg had to stack up, so they're miles down the field, and the order's really just not what you'd expect. So we want a good stop here. Hopefully we haven't lost too much time. I think we could have gained, actually. That was a pretty good in lap. So coming out on the inters, where we're going to end up, we're miles behind Hamilton and Raikkonen, and we're actually in 4th place, just behind Hülkenberg. So we've lost a little bit of time, but nothing major. Nasser's in 5th, so I did tell you the order's mixed up a little bit. I think Rosberg and Vettel are outside the top 10 because of the stacking in the pits, so unfortunate for them. And it actually took quite a few laps to catch up to the back of the Force India. I was holding up Nasser for a couple of laps and then got my head into the game, got comfortable with the car in the inters, and then got on chasing Hülkenberg. And now we're going to go for a move up the inside. Not the biggest fan of this corner, struggle a little bit as you saw before, but we've got this move done and up into 3rd place. Great move on Hülkenberg. And now we're absolutely miles behind Raikkonen. But everyone went into the pits to go into dry tyres. And yeah, probably not the best of calls staying out an extra lap once again. Hamilton's pretty much a pit stop ahead of me now. He's on the options. I thought, yeah, I'm going to go for the primes just to see how they do. They seem to be the better compound after a wet track from real life. Not sure if it's reflected in the game, so onto the primes. I'm pretty sure most of the AI have gone on to the option tyres. And obviously we don't have to run both compounds, so coming out the pits. How's this? This has actually worked out quite well in terms of the battle with Hülkenberg. We're trying to block him. He'll have the momentum, of course, and we're going to have to go to the inside here to defend 3rd place, but we're on cold tyres, so we're not going to be the greatest on brakes. No, Hülkenberg's got round us. He's up into 3rd place. He's having a fantastic race, and the battle with the Force India continues. Wow, he's having a great performance and a great race, and it did take us more time once again. Hülkenberg has actually got pretty good pace, and now we've got to run on him using the slipstream. Can we get a move done back into our 3rd position? We're going to go round the outside this time, trying to outbrake him if we can. Hülkenberg brakes slightly later than us, but we're going to go round the outside. Is this going to work? Yes, it does. Great move. Oh, intense. We're overtaken Hülkenberg once again, and yeah, later on into the race, Rosberg fighting his way back through the field on his options. He is just behind me now, and I've cocked up the braking. Maybe I felt a bit of pressure, maybe these tyres are going off, but Rosberg is just behind us, and now he's going to be on the attack. So I'm going to have to go on the defensive, am I? Yes, I am. He's going for the outside line, but his tyres are a lot better than mine. You can see I'm sliding across the track. We're seriously trying to defend this position, but we got so close. Wow, I nearly got taken out again by Mercedes. So Rosberg's ahead of us, so it's up into 3rd, but it's not a lot we can do. I guess we could wait to try and fight back later when we get on the option tyres. We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. So next behind me, you've probably seen him already, is Vettel. He's fighting his way through the field as well. So the pressure's on. It's going to be tricky because these prime tyres, they're a bit iffy, I must admit, but we've actually gone into the DRS zone of Rosberg, so I think we're going to go for moving into turn 1. We've got the speed, and we're going to do it up the inside. He's braking late, but we've got the inside line, and we've got the move done. We go slightly off the track, but Rosberg's spinning. Rosberg spat out. I think Vettel hit him. Let's have a look here in the replay. Yes, Vettel took the position and just hit the Mercedes, spun him round. Fantastic move from Sebastian. And he's going on the attack now, up the inside of me, but I'm a canny driver, going for the switchback and defending my 3rd position. I don't think there's any chance of me getting 1st or 2nd here, so I'm kind of a bit of damage limitation to the top 2. As Vettel goes on the attack once again, I don't know how my primes feel worse than his options. I don't know what's going on there. He's made his options last quite a long time, and I'm struggling on these primes, and he's stuck on the apex. And yeah, getting round him, round the outside. Nice defensive move there, but lap 30 now, I'm coming into the pits. These tyres feel awful, but Vettel's following me. So his options lasted the same amount of laps as my primes. Logic. So the AI must have better tyre wear, and I was looking 41 laps, what can we do there? And I want to do go for one set of options, so I'm going to have to go for primes again. So that's slightly annoying, so it's getting held up in the pits. Luckily Vettel doesn't jump us, so he's coming out with us, and we're coming out in 4th place. Ricardo I don't think's made a pit stop. So it looks like we could be battling for 3rd place overall with Rosberg and Vettel. We'll have to see how Rosberg recovers from his incident with Vettel, but Vettel's on the attack here once again. He'll be on the options, so he's putting on the pressure. Is he going to go for the classic AI move around the outside down here? I lock up, give him a little bit of room, and he's got it done. And no, he's barged us into the barrier. We've been taken out again by an AI car. Unbelievable. We've lost our front wing. Absolute disaster. What the hell is going on here? Let's see the replay. So I lock up, and it looks like he just barges into me. Yeah, he moves to the right. So he gets on the curb and just swipes me out. So on board. I have to correct the oversteer I get, but I think Vettel's just taken me out once again. So we can just write this race off right now. We're getting such bad luck. So annoying, but yeah, I think we're going to just have to try and fight for minor points here. Nather in 7th has just overtaken me. My teammate's in 9th from the back of the field, so he's recovering nicely. So I was looking in terms of strategy as I go straight off the track. I get distracted by the strategy. Dangerous move coming. Nearly took out a man, but yeah, I always get distracted when I've got no front wing trying to sort out the fuel and tyres and just go straight off the track. But yeah, 40 laps to go. I'm going to have to go for primes again, so basically I'm just making an extra pit stop because I have to. So I'm going to lose so much time all the way down to 13th already. So I'm still going to stick with the primes and then option stints. But the AI's tyre wear around here is so much less than mine, and I don't know why it is. I've just been lapped by Raikkonen, so I'm a lap down, which kind of helps us out in terms of strategy. So 1 less laps on the tyres, but yeah, we're going to just try and fight our way into the points. Took a few laps to catch up to the back of Alonso, because he is on option tyres. But in terms of straight line speed, he's useless, so easy move up into 12th. And now we're about 15 seconds behind Maldonado, so there's a big gap towards the top 10, and I'm going to have to work quite hard for it. So some cars have pitted, and look how this has worked out. My old mate Hulkenberg's back in front of us, so we'll be battling again, no doubt. So yeah, he's definitely been my nemesis for this race so far. Obviously discarding Hamilton and Vettel from that, who both took me out, but we got into the zone. Got Hulkenberg up the inside, going for a move. He's trying to fight it, and he's hanging around the outside. This is a pretty good battle. Obviously, much better traction. We're going to get DRS and try and look for a move to get into 8th place. In terms of the whole strategic battle with everyone, I don't know what everyone else is doing. I barely know what I'm doing in terms of strategy, so yeah, I don't know how this race is going to pan out, so it's going to be very interesting. Hulkenberg fights back around the outside again, but we're going for a move up the inside. He's left the room, and oh, what a move that is. You don't often overtake cars in that corner, but that was a great move. Makes me feel slightly better about myself, so lap 46 here. My tyres aren't feeling that great, and I think Hulkenberg coming back once again. He's trying to go around the outside as he's got his options up to temperature. And that is a move that the AI pull off so frequently, and I think he's going to do it again. I'm going to try and hang around the outside, but I know this never works. You just understeer wide. Yes, he's through, up into 8th. And realistically, I think I could be fighting for 8th in this race. I'm not completely sure where everyone is and what strategy they're doing, so it's going to take a while to work out where I am. We've got a yellow flag. I see a car off. Who's that? Oh, Raikkonen's in the middle of the track, and we've actually hit Hulkenberg. He slowed down that much, I had to swerve out the way. Raikkonen actually barged Hulkenberg out the way. So he's lost out there. Raikkonen, I can only presume, got taken out by, I think it was a spun McLaren, but my tyres are that bad. I'm getting overtaken by a Toro Rosso. This is my 3rd season of 2015 career mode, and I can't ever remember saying overtaken by a Toro Rosso. That's how bad my tyre wear is. It's not like I'm pushing it to a crazy amount. It's just so bad, the tyres, and it's that bad that Hulkenberg's caught back up to me. So I don't really fight it. He's probably angry after our little incident earlier on. So he's up into 7th, and we do have 18 laps remaining. So I thought this is probably the limit for the option. So I'm going to come into the pits at the end of the lap as Grosjean overtakes us as well. these tyres. So 18 laps to go. If we're a lap down, which we are, it'll be 17 laps. So 17 laps on the options could be a bit of a risk. I did check the director, and I think it was Hamilton did the longest stint on the options, which was 18 laps. So for me, my best opportunity will be like 12, 13 laps. So we're going to have to treat these tyres well. But usually I can't really control myself. I just want to go all out, put in the fastest lap of the race and just go wild. So we've returned to the track in 12th place. Where is Maldonado? Thank you, engineer, for not telling me the gap. Very useful once again, Jeff. Your name might be Jeff, but that's about the only good thing about you. So we got our way up into 7th place as all the other cars made their final stop. And look who's in 8th position, Nico Rosberg. So it looks like we're fighting Rosberg for possibly 6th. Nasser's just ahead of us. I think Ricciardo's ahead of him by about 5 seconds, so we'll have to see if we have the pace to catch up. We've caught up to the back of Nasser. Our tyres are starting to go off, so we need to make the most of this. Get ahead of him and just pull away. Hopefully he blocks Rosberg, but Nasser's fighting back here, but no, he takes too much speed into turn 1, and we've taken 6th position. So now is the opportunity for the Sauber to hold up the Mercedes of Rosberg, and that's exactly what he didn't do. So we've got 4 laps to go here. Rosberg is all over us, and this happened for a number of laps. Rosberg would get a better run there. I'd force him to the outside. He'd go for a move, he'd look for it, but he'd go in too deep. And that just shows how dumb the AI are. Obviously a human player would learn from that and not go for that move for like 5 laps in a row. But Rosberg did that, and I held him back. But now my tyres are absolutely going off the cliff. I'm struggling so badly. Such awful traction. Rosberg's on my tail. He's got DRS as well. He's got everything. I'm trying to defend, but it's going to be so tricky against the Mercedes. So we're trying to force him to the outside. Can we force him out? We've got no grip. We make slight contact. We're trying to force him off the track, but it's too dangerous. We'll probably get taken out for the 3rd time in that corner, but Rosberg's got it. Trying to hang around the outside, but that's probably not going to work. We've landed him through. Nasser's through as well. This is not going well. The car is feeling horrific, but we've got to try and stay with Nasser here. Stay within the DRS zone. But on what is our last lap, because obviously we got lap, I'm trying to go for Nasser here. Trying to get this 7th place. Need some pipes. We'll go for a little slight contact. Not being the cleanest racer myself, but Raikkonen's on the attack. The clip does split there a little bit because I did take the thumbnail from that, but I've let Raikkonen through because he was obviously lapping me, and this is my best opportunity. Hope Nasser's blocking him. Nasser's got to let him through. So if Nasser lets him through, that could be my best opportunity to take 7th, and that's what I'm hoping for because I have no grip at all. Let's see what happens. Yes, Nasser's letting him through. He's lost so much momentum. This is our opportunity. We need to get closer, go up to Rich Mix. We need the speed. I'm going for a move here. I don't care what happens. It's a risky one, but we're going to dive it up the inside. Let's see what happens. He gives us the room. We've got the move done. What a move. I didn't expect that at all, and we've stolen 7th place. I've never been so excited to finish in 7th place before. I'm happy about that move, but overall, getting pole position, that's a disappointing result. So Lewis Hamilton takes the victory from the 2 Ferraris. My teammate recovered from starting last to finish 4th. What a result from him. But he was a lap down as well. Just shows the pace of Hamilton this weekend. Rosberg, our championship rival, is in 6th. I finished 7th. So yeah, damage limitation there a little bit. But against Hamilton and the 2 Ferraris, who've lost a lot of points. Will Stevens pitted 8 times. What the hell has he been doing in this race? So looking at the standings, pretty close now. Rosberg still has the lead from Hamilton, and we're only 4 points behind him. So we're definitely in the title battle. The Ferraris are pulling back a little bit, but they are lagging behind. And yeah, my teammate's quite far back from me now. So we'll have a quick look at the Constructors' Championship as well, see how we're doing compared to Ferrari. We probably did lose out in that race, thinking about it. Down to 3rd, yeah. 5 points behind Ferrari, but the battle will go on. So if you enjoyed that race, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more of these videos, and I'll catch you in the next race. Goodbye.